Margarito's mistake will be to think that Pacquiao doesn't have the power to hurt him. Trust me, he has the power to hurt him.
Work the eye. Let me see the eye.
Yeah, yes.
It's okay. Tony, you got to close up the defense. Well, you've got to throw your hands in. Use your jab. Use the jab first. Start up with the jab.
Here you see the left hand shot to the body, which I think started all of the serious problems for Margarito. Even though he was being outpointed, seemingly with that shot, he never has recuperated. And if you notice, his body form is bending over as if he's still hurt from the body punch.
He looked wilted at the end of the round. And that right eye doesn't look good. The cut man in Antonio Margarito's corner is Francisco Espinoza. He's got a big job on his hands now. Sensational round for Pacquiao, who landed 43 of 62 power shots, demonstrating what a lot of people said coming into the fight, that Margarito is a big but easy target. CompuBox tells us that Manny's output in round 4 represents the largest number of punches ever landed on Antonio Margarito in a single round.
And you know, Pacquiao punches very accurate too. He doesn't just waste punches. His punches are very accurate.
I think he's the most accurate puncher in boxing, Emmanuel. He even has the ability to adjust the punch in mid-arc.
Yeah.
Margarito going to the body against the ropes. That was the first moment that Margarito actually made it look for a moment like his fight against Cotto. And here comes Pacquiao.
As always.
He loves to answer back.
Yes.
Incidentally, guys, I mentioned CompuBox saying that Pacquiao just landed the most punches ever landed on Antonio Margarito in a single round. This despite the fact that Margarito went 12 rounds with extreme volume puncher Paul Williams, who fought a great fight against him.
Well, Pacquiao's hitting him harder.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he jolted Margarito with a left hand there. Jolts him with a right hook there.
Pacquiao's fighting spirit is something to behold. He loves fighting.
And you know, he always wants to get the better of an exchange. That's why it's hard to win rounds against him, because if you get him with a punch, he's going to get you back before the bell rings. And look at the different angles that the punches are coming from.
When Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach, was asked about the huge weight advantage that was likely here for Margarito, he said, look, I hope he goes up to 180. Every pound he adds is better for us.
Pacquiao takes his little breathers by the ropes, and Margarito takes advantage.
But he didn't have a lot of snap on his punches, did he?
That's right. Margarito doesn't have much punching power at all at this stage.
He has had something taken out of him again, Emmanuel, the body shots.
That one shot to the body seemed to have changed the fight tremendously. Not that Margarito was winning, but at least he was fighting with better spirit and better speed. But that one shot, everything seemed to sap out of him for a moment.
Well, of course, since Manny's a southpaw, it wasn't a left hook to the body, it's a left cross, but the bottom
Margarito staggered.
lands in the same place. Straight left-hand shots for Pacquiao, staggering Margarito momentarily there. Big right hook. Great shot. Another great round for Pacquiao.
Good job, son. Okay. Relax down, relax down. That's it. Power, señor Miguel. Power.
Reto de lejos no tire, bien
You can't be on the
cerradito.
outside. You've got to go close up your defense. And get him in.
Pues cabrón, pero bien cerradito.
Do it.
No
But
tire
close
de
up your
lejos.
defense.
De
Don't
lejos
throw
no
from
tire.
far away.
Hasta
Don't
que
throw
lo
from
tenga
far away.
dentro, ahí suelta
When
el
you put him real
cuerpo,
close, then let
ahí,
go of your hands.
órale,
Bring your uppers in. What round is it? What round is it? Oh, it's okay. Sixth.
Well, the right eye for Margarito speaks for itself. And just to make things worse, that's the eye out of which Margarito has to try to track Manny Pacquiao's lightning left hand. Maybe the fastest punch in boxing.
You know what, and not just speed, but he punches with power. Most of the guys that have speed, they don't have power.
Pacquiao in the fifth, or Pacquiao through the first 5 rounds, averaging 33 out of 81. Margarito averaging 18 out of 63. 63 punches average per round for Antonio Margarito, who at the height of his career a few years ago was averaging 100 punches per round. The punch output gets limited when you start fighting in a brand new style as he's doing tonight, and when you start to get hit hard by somebody like Manny Pacquiao. Look at Pacquiao move from side to side.
This is what I said he should do continually.
Creating angles?
Creating angles, yeah, because
there's no way Margarito can find him. No way Margarito finds him when he does that. Just too much side to side.
Pacquiao is moving to his left to start the round to try to move into Margarito's eye where Margarito couldn't see him. That didn't work, so he started moving right and beat him up that way.
In the offseason last year, Chicago Bears cornerback Charles Tillman made a pilgrimage to Las Vegas to watch Manny Pacquiao fight against Miguel Cotto. Afterward, I asked him what was most impressive. He said, easy, the footwork. I've never seen any athlete in any sport.
Very few people realize that his footwork is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what Tillman said. I've never seen an athlete in any sport who can get to so many places so fast.
And have punching power. A lot of guys move, but it's strictly footwork. He can move and punch from any of those angles or balance positions that he's in.
Margarito having a better round this one than the last couple. Still losing by a wide margin, obviously, but actually landing some punches in exchange.
Well, Manny's taking something of a breather this round, it appears to me.
But he's winning the round still, I think, Manny. I've given Manny every round of the fight so far. Some bigger than others, but he's winning all of them.
Now Margarito catches Pacquiao twice against the ropes, and Manny finally is able to dodge away. But this gives Margarito energy, this gives him will and confidence. Suddenly he's back in the fight as he's tasted for a moment the advantage of having Pacquiao against the ropes. This is Pacquiao's nightmare, locked in a trap against a much bigger man. Fights his way out of it, bloodies Margarito some more.
Hey, control is fighting your boxing.
De lejos no, hasta que estés cortito.
Getting close, getting close. Don't throw until you're getting close. Come on, Tony.
Okay?
You okay?
Usted sabe lo que es.
Come on, you know what you were doing.
Here you said just the ropes, the best exchange of the night that favored Margarito right here when he was landing a lot of blows and Manny was trying to get away from him, and he was landing shots body and head. But at the end of the round still, Manny came right back with a lot of blows again, which still made it could have been a close round. Because that was the only really good flurry of Margarito. But I think Margarito should have won that round.
Pacquiao is racking up some astonishing numbers, though. 39 power punches landed in that round.
Time in, box.
Now round 7 begins to more than halfway through the fight. Harold Letterman, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jim. I got it 6-0, 60-54. Manny Pacquiao. I got to tell you, as close as that 6th round was, Manny Pacquiao still landed the cleaner, hardest shots. I thought he pulled it out in the end. Be as it may, Manny circling back and forth, bobbing and weaving, getting on the Margarito shots, and landed tremendous shots of his own. And Jim, the one thing we can't measure is the amount of pain that Margarito feels every time he gets hit on that swollen eye. I mean, he really must be hurting. 6-0, Pacquiao.
I agree with Harold. I thought Pacquiao won every round, including the last one. You know, and Jim.
But you got those rounds that is called comparative rounds. I thought Manny won it, but I think that on the scorecard, Margarito may get it because it compared to the other rounds.
Yep.
But he really didn't win it. But a lot of judges do that just to keep him in the fight, so to say.
Jim, you mentioned that it's Pacquiao's nightmare. I think Pacquiao loves it. It might be Freddie Roach's nightmare to get trapped in that fight, but I think Pacquiao loves a good scrap like the last round.
I think you're correct. I think it's Freddie Roach's nightmare. I think it might be Bob Arum's nightmare. But the bottom line is, you're right. Manny loves to fight.
Loves to fight.
Loves the challenge.
Well, this is a dazzling display of boxing skill, power, everything. Ring generalship here. Unbelievable.
So, in a historical sense, and obviously the fight's not over, but how good is he, Emmanuel?
I think he's one of the best fighters I've ever saw. And he's what we call a natural. Been getting with a good trainer that really improved him like Freddie did and brought the best out of him, but he is a natural fighter.
Well, I'll say this. I've covered boxing for 24 years, and I covered Ray Leonard from ringside, and this is the best offensive fighter I've ever seen.
He does it all and fights everybody. That's what I like about him. He's really enjoying himself here. You see him try to do the kind of Ollie shuffle a few seconds ago.
See what's kept Margarito up in this fight is his enormous size.
The size.
advantage.
The only thing, Jim, before the fight, you said you could see it possibly going to 12-round decision only because of Margarito's size.
Yep.
That's the only factor, but it's strictly a Pacquiao show.
No, if I had a prediction, it was going to be that Pacquiao would win all 12 rounds, win a unanimous decision, and there'd be a lot of nervous moments in it.
Yes.
I thought Pacquiao would stop Margarito right around the 6th or 7th round. And
you may be on target.
or you may be, because Margarito seems to be weathering these storms pretty well in spite of the way his face looks.
Margarito's hanging in, and he's having more flurries as the fight continues, but Pacquiao just stunned him with a right hook and backed him off again. 2 more big power shots for Pacquiao to finish.